Hello, everybody. How's it going? We have round 4 upper bracket action for you coming around 6:30 p.m. PDT, like right now. And I'd like to introduce my co-caster for tonight's game. Strictly Broken sponsored pro player Ryan Wibberley. If you could say hi, Ryan.
Hey guys, how's it going? There are actually people in the chat right now. There are people in the chat right now. Okay. Hey guys.
So yeah.
Hey guys, it's Wibs. I'm that guy that lost yesterday to the greatest white shorts player in this tournament.
And regarding that, actually, we could take a look at the bracket real quick before it locks up. So this is actually the final round 4 game? Yeah. This is the final round 4 game. We're going to be heading into semis for winners semis and then losers round lower bracket round 6.
Was the next round for winners technically winners finals?
Is it? It says semifinals on the thing. I actually don't know why it says. I don't know why it says semifinals.
Yeah, I think your
finals.
Challenge is just like not formatted correctly.
You're right. It is just winners finals. So, because it counts. It doesn't do like a. Okay, I understand. It it doesn't like do like a winners bracket, lower bracket thing. It does like a. It's like the main bracket and then lower bracket or whatever. Regardless, the winner of this match will go on to face Davida, who beat Ryan yesterday. Sorry, Ryan.
That's all good, man.
You have a chance to make a lower bracket run. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our players. Hello, guys. It's going to be Patrick playing Love Live Sunshine on the left. Matt playing Fate Stay Night on the right. Say hi, guys. Or not. It's fine. Well, first I'd like to, thank you guys for making it all this way, and good luck to both of you. And wait, is Patrick there? Hello? Oh no! Oops. I'm sorry. I had you guys muted.
Ah, that
I'm
makes
sorry.
sense. We
I'm sorry.
were saying hi. And
sorry. Say hi again. I'm so sorry.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, guys. All right, you guys are free to start whenever, and good luck to the both of you once again.
Thanks.
Okay, so I don't think they decided.
All right. Just let me know. Right.
They haven't decided
left,
anything
or
just yet.
whatever
They've
you
still
want.
been shuffling.
My number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So just 213.
So let me just turn them down so they're not too loud for me.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so
I'll go. 3,
Sunshine, typical stock soul, empty door, double early play focus build versus the new-ish 8-bar Fate. Tom, I know you're a big Fate player.
I am.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, matchup-wise?
Matchup-wise, think. It's kind of a. I want to say it's a bit of a coin flippy one. Not to say that there won't be opportunities for each player to show their stuff and their skills, but I think a lot of it is dependent on how damage is exchanged and traded at key points in the game, and unfortunately, a lot of that is down to just luck. So like I think the key points I'm thinking of are like at level 1 turn, who gets better like damage trades there, and then like at level 2, obviously if Sunshine's extra attacks from the Yo like land, then Fate's in a little bit of a pickle. But Yeah, I think this is gonna be close. I don't think there's like an over. There's not like a super imbalanced like. This isn't like, for example, I don't know. What's a really bad matchup? AOT versus a deck that's heavily reverse blind, right? It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
I'm looking at their deck list right now, and what sticks out to me the most is that Matt's build of Fate doesn't have good answers to early plays.
That's right. That is true.
Usually Fate's like best answer to an early play is the 2/1 Rider, but Matt's only opting to play one of it. So his response to double early play or to Patrick's double early play board is going to be pretty weak.
I think his response would be to really. So I think he would be looking for like a refresh turn. After the moment after Patrick commits to a double early play, because some decompression going on there. Depending on how the game goes, I think that event will be super key for Matt, because it's like his only way. Like his only way to win, like, is by doing more damage. Right? It's not like he, as you said, he's not gonna be able to really remove the Yo
on death of the Dia.
In a meaningful way.
Pay one.
Do you not think Fate can potentially just opt for the compression game plan?
Yeah, of course. And
like you try to compress with the Fate's ample or opt amount of costless utility effects, loop refreshes, loop the refresh event, and just try to win the game by taking less damage overall than Sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's like the main thrust of that's like the statement that Matt is trying to make with his deck, his build. He's like focused super heavily on maximizing his access and like the use of these two events, the refresh event and the stock swap event. No, the stock swap event maybe a little bit less, but the refresh event has definitely been super clutch for him throughout the entire tournament. So
I think the priority for Matt for this game is more so going to be towards the refresh event. Like I don't think we're going to be seeing him go for the stock swap event at all this game. Sunshine is a deck that likes to convert its stock as fast as possible to immediate advantage with the double early play. So you're not really going to get a lot of prime opportunities to like stock swap a huge amount of stock and try to decompress them through that way. All right, pretty standard opener from both the players. Matt opened up the quote-unquote god board that Fate likes to open with like the Sakura Brainstorm, one Avenger, and then plus another card.
Stock bomb. He's tri-fueling right now.
Yeah, this is pretty standard. I mean, like every 0 in Fate is a +0 because of the Avenger Shiro. So like Fate's like a deck that will always be able to tri-land whenever it really wants its 0, and not really have to worry about like the costs behind tri-landing or committing cards that early.
Yeah. Notably, I think he really just wants to reverse the
push damage.
Also, also of course, push damage. But also, I think the runner, he doesn't want to let it live, which is why he's fielded this board.
2,000 on the sides, right? We would tie on the sides.
Do you think Matt would prefer to hit level 1 first though in this matchup? So like what I'm thinking of right now is he's opting to front the runner. Like he might swing. Well, it's only for 2. If this attack sticks, do you think he might just pass here and try to hit level 1 first, or try to abuse Patrick's?
It's possible.
Or Sunshine's just innate lower 0 count, quote unquote, than most normal decks, and try to get some more tempo and advantage out of that.
I think Patrick's running a standard level 0 count though, 16. So
let me just take a quick look again. 15.
But he is thinking about it.
Yeah, I think Matt is considering it. So let's hear your thoughts as a Fate player. Hitting level 1 first in this matchup, how important is it?
I'm thinking about the uncle.
Not a problem. I'm not going to uncle.
It is important, but not like the entire game. I think if you have an opportunity for it to be, if you have a good opportunity to level 1 first, and you know Matt isn't really sacrificing much here. Because like not attacking with the Shiro Bomb, I mean, he has a clock. He has the clock on core, so it's not like he's going to lose that card if he wants to keep it.
That's true.
But I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it's just like he's just not sacrificing that much here to like hit level 1 first. I think Patrick out specifically is playing over the Dia draw Ricky.
Yeah, he fielded one of them
last
turn though on the dual lane, which is why I brought up the point of passing. Yeah.
He does run two, but yeah.
Opener was the Dia Ricky plus a runner, and then he opted to crash the Dia Ricky. So you're banking your opponent's out to the situation is a one of in the deck essentially.
Interesting.
And, also, like another thing to know right now is I think Matt's in a pretty bad spot himself. Like he clocked one, he milled one.
Oh, you mean climaxes?
Oh, yeah, climax wise.
Yeah.
He mulled one on opener. He clocked one. He Azazed one. He hit his brainstorm. So he's at least out 4 or 5 potentially. So passing there also gives him another opportunity to try to reset the deck and not let Patrick take advantage of
that's true.
Potential poor deck state. So I think Patrick had to read that Matt was in a bad situation, which is why he's opting to just slam a Stoxel here and just try to push damage while he can. Because I'm pretty sure Patrick knows that his out is trying to push damage here in this game.
It's kind of unfortunate though. He's facing 3 direct attacks. The next turn.
Yeah. I'll pay 2.
I mean, is Patrick even in that horrible of a situation with 3 direct attacks? Like, unless you go straight to 2 here, I don't think he particularly minds being in this sort of situation.
Salvage the drop search.
I do think it's a bit of a risk though, because any 2 attacks land, and he's looking at 1/5, possibly 1/6 if Matt gets a soul trigger, and that's I don't know. I think he would prefer. Okay, well he actually only has 2 stocks, so he definitely doesn't want to hit level 2 right now.
Yeah. So he ended that turn with 4 stock, but he opted to use the Yo Bomb here. So if Patrick was worried about hitting level 2, I think he would have opted to not use the Yo Bomb, so he would have the stock ready to do his double early play immediately. But I don't think he's worried about hitting level 2 first. So I think his deck is in a good spot. He's only showing 2 in bin. So hopefully he doesn't go straight to 2 in low rolls. Have to see.
I think Matt wants to refresh this turn, but
100%.
The question is, how does he get there? He hits a brainstorm.
Good start. Hitting the brainstorm gets him there. I guess I think a single Ilya empties the deck out with 3 attacks. So it looks pretty good for Matt. Grabs a Sakura, so probably has the last 2 climaxes are in his hand, I would assume, and then he's going to use the Sakura to grab an Ilya. Unless he has an Ilya already.
Possibly. It's also a really good card to play this turn, because he is attacking direct.
Yeah, pre-fielding the Clock Bomb into direct lanes is like maybe the best play Fate can actually just do.
There it is.
Ah. So he's opting not to just try to mill the deck out. So I think that means he has 1 left in the deck, right? Because if he triggers
possibly
it, he empties the deck out with the trigger effect and then the Sakura Brainstorm effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many cards do you have left in the deck? Like 6?
1, 2, 3. It looks like 6 right now. 6 with 2 attacks. So you go to 4. If you trigger a bar, you go to 2. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well,
Patrick? Patrick?
Please. No, Patrick.
Patrick?
No.
Patrick?
Don't do
Patrick?
it. Oh,
Patrick?
oh my god.
No.
Well, he is level 2 with 2 stock.
Huh.
He doesn't have many. He doesn't have many options. He has to just play with what's in his hand. But
Yep. I don't even know if his hand's necessarily good. He opted to grab a Drop Searcher off of the Yo Bomb last turn, which I think is a sign that his hand's either a brick or it's not it's not like an ideal hand.
If he has to attack with a 0 this turn into that Stock Bomb, it's like really good for Matt. Like a big strength of this Stock Bomb. Not a big strength. It's like an overlooked strength of this Stock Bomb in this list specifically is that if it tends to live to level 1, so it kind of restricts how your opponent can attack into your boards usually, especially if you have other like the Sakura Bomb on the board already. It
forces your opponent to play the game of how do I create as little open slots as possible.
Yeah.
Because Fate with open slots gets free reign.
And decks that like really rely on level 0 utility I think there's not a single deck in the game that doesn't actually run,
How many
that doesn't
goals
run
do you
at
shuffle
utility
next year in
zeros.
your waiting room?
If you end up having to field utility zeros against this board, it feels really bad because normally
One of each event.
you would try and like run over that zero on the board that Matt has, but like he can't, like Patrick can't without leaving an open slot. So
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
I think I have to do that. Into that.
it especially is unfortunate because Pat might trigger this turn
Ooh, he's
and
upping
or draw climaxes.
block.
So if
Uh,
so, Matt could get like another turn of direct attacks after this, which
Mhm.
I mean, this is precisely why Fate or like why Matt wanted to hit level 1 first. This like kind
Right.
of situation.
yes.
Oh, another potential blowout. If Matt has the refresh event in his hand right now, if Patrick doesn't trigger, right, and his current deck is super compressed, Matt can just take
Yeah,
that away
but-
from him.
Yeah, the
Like-
event just completely negates your potential compression.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
So usually when you eat a lot of damage like that, the quote unquote benefit is that your deck is left in a compressed state, and you can try to bank on that compressed state to like play the game plan out, like hit a brainstorm, get your cancels, like whatever. But the fact that Matt's running the mutual refresh event, like completely negates the quote unquote benefit of eating
Yeah.
a lot of damage straight, which is
On play.
I assume is pretty frustrating for Patrick right now. Just trying to think about that.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if he had something else to clock. So people are saying clock bombs countering the Rico and his level, like clock bombs messing with the Rico and his clock right now, but I'm not sure that he had anything else to clock, to be honest. Because like, there's no way. I feel like there's no way Pat wasn't thinking about that when he clocked the Rico. It's just like. It's just like it feels bad. It's like I don't think he like obviously he wasn't expecting to be level 2. So
I mean, Patrick could just have another Rico in his hand.
That's also true. Yeah, that's very true.
Like we have the read that his hand isn't very good, or it's like quote unquote a brick. So I would assume that he probably has another Rico in his hand if he's opting to clock one here. And then it's not that much of a downside because in this matchup you don't actually need the Rico right away for your double early play turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be just okay with getting clock bombed and losing the Rico. Seems okay. Stocksoul.
So
okay.
a level 1 combo turn. Pat's got to be hoping that Matt does not have that event in his hand. If he does, it's
This might
that would
be
a
pretty horrible spot. I don't know what else to say there.
Yeah. Well,
oh man,
it even feels
Also
bad if
getting-
he triggers too. It
Yeah,
feels
I
bad
would-
no matter what. Like the
there's-
position that this event puts the opponent into in this kind of game state is just so
Do you salvage?
horrendous.
right?
I think.
There's absolutely no benefits here. It's only downside. It's only detriments to Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
which makes this entire situation quite unfortunate. So he's opting to salvage a Rico. I still think he has another one in his hand, knowing Patrick generally.
Or he banked on the fact, or he knew that he had doors in his deck.
Well, no, that was his Chica salvage, and
Wait, that was a
played
Chica
double.
salvage?
Yeah,
Oh, never
yeah.
mind. Sorry, he did.
The
Okay,
door
yeah.
grab the door grab the 3/2 Chica. So I think like
The second card in
think-
his stock
Yep.
is a Yo. I'm pretty sure.
For 2.
Majestical.
Is there anything else you wanted to check?
The 2/1 rider is in.
so
the
Matt did
right,
have one
started
cancel left in his
off,
deck, like I was saying earlier. He was banking on he was
Yeah.
banking on not touching the deck, and if he triggered it, he can empty the deck out anyways and not be in a horrible spot.
How many ones
Matt's
are-
refreshing seven in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18, 19 cards. 19, I think, if I'm counting correctly. So he's refreshing 7 and 31. That's pretty good compression. Not like
It's all right. It's all right.
it's not the best, but it's serviceable for how far ahead Matt is. I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Compression. Hawk. But if Matt is going to go for the free fresh event next turn, I wasn't able to see if he had any in his waiting room, so I can't tell if he has one in hand. But his compression or like his refresh actually just doesn't really matter to begin with because he's going to be resetting the deck anyways. So I think it's a perfectly fine spot if he's going for that line of play.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Did he side bomb?
I don't think so.
Did he
I don't
he
think
didn't side
Patrick
it,
is
right? Okay. He
in
didn't side
a
it.
spot where he can side the clock bomb. I
Yeah.
think he's too far behind.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
did flip.
he
And
did
on
it.
your reverse, I'm going to take the 2-1 backup.
Yeah.
Adding a 2-1 back up to his hand. So he's just setting up the standard early play wall. Rico, Chica, plus the Egyptian God card counter.
Front.
Yep.
3.
Yeah. Chat bringing up that. Oh my god.
Nice.
Chat bringing up that he might not even need the Rico in clock next turn.
So there's
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
very true.
That is a thing that could happen, yes.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, hopefully Patrick doesn't just eat all the damage this game. I mean,
Oh,
hopefully it's a
man.
bit better of a game than that.
And the Fumio.
How many comments does Patrick got right now? He's at
5.
2,
5 and waiting.
3,
Fumio's in here.
4,
Answer is no.
5.
Yeah, and he triggered 1. He has 2 presumably left in deck.
Presumably, yep.
Oh.
I think if Matt has the event, he has to play it here.
Yeah. Oh, he clock on course blue. Well, nice.
No, he has blue anyways. There's an Elia in his clock.
Oh,
on
there.
the
Yeah, you're
third
right.
card. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, but
They're both Ilias. Yeah. Well, instant event play. Either event actually works here. The stock swap or the refresh event will work. Obviously Matt wants to use a refresh event because it's better for him too. But the
I
stock
actually think
swap.
the stock swap event's better here.
Well, I think
it
Matt would want to put like those 2 climaxes back into his deck, probably.
Potentially, but like just looking on Patrick's side, I think the stock swap would actually do more to hurt his position, assuming he does have 2 in his deck and not 1 in hand. Like it would the stock swapping here and then free freshing right after would put Patrick in a worse position and would put Matt in a better position to take advantage of his lead that he gained with his level 1 slam climax play.
Sure, yeah.
So it's 5 and waiting.
Out 6. Like, I don't think there's any way Patrick could have 1 in hand right now. I feel like
No, I don't think so either. I feel like he would have definitely. He had an Azusa, right? I think he would have ditched it.
he had an
stock swap
Azusa. He
event?
had a drop surge. So Matt is opting for the stock swap event.
And which cards are in there? Check them.
1,
As we
2,
said,
3,
so-
and then 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Those are the
Yep.
6.
Counting level 3s looks
And he
like.
has all the conditions to play the stock swap.
Yep.
Just
Yeah. So
have to note that
Anything else you want to check?
for the record.
Ruby counter.
3,
1 in there, right? 1 in clock. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. So
That's it.
2. It was 6. I think 6 in his spin going back.
yeah, there was 6. There was 5 in the bin at the start of turn, and he triggered the 1 door last turn. So in his stock right now is potentially 2. If we're under the assumption he isn't just holding 1 in hand.
something.
That is rough.
Yeah,
This is rough.
How many cards is that right now? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Patrick is 6 and 33 right now, and then he's going to stock up another 3 cards. I think it was either 2 or 3.
3,
That's oh my god! I hope Patrick high rolls in his deck state.
Oh yeah. Chat talking about
his yo did
getting
in fact
kicked-
get kicked out of stock,
Mm.
which unfortunately we didn't see like a fan of the waiting room, so we couldn't take a look to see how many yos he was actually refreshing. So like there could be
I
the
know
potential that he just
there was
has
at
1 in
least-
hand.
There was at least 1 in his stock because he sold it his second turn, I think.
So while Patrick's shuffling, Chad is asking, can someone tell me why Matt plays King of Military Rule Rider level 3 Rider from the Fate Zero set? You want to take that one, Tom?
Sure. It's like how to explain it? It's green. I think so. Green is like it's a green like finisher type card, and that's something that Fate doesn't actually have too much. It's like it doesn't require climax. It
What was that?
is a finisher type effect.
Oh,
And it's
I can
green.
see
So like
what
all
you're
those
saying.
things combined make it into a quite like a pretty good card in this deck specifically
they're not-
because color is kind of awkward sometimes.
Mhm.
Why this over the caster specifically? I think Matt likes it because of the second effect on this Iskandar, which is or it's third, might be the third effect.
I
Fourth
think
effect. It's the fourth
second.
effect.
Let me-
There are 4 effects on this Iskandar. The fourth effect, which
believe
sends
that's-
it and itself
Or
it and
is
another
internet
character to memory at the beginning of the encore step. I think the rationale for liking that effect is like it's just super efficient. You get to usually if you save another level 3, it's like a pretty like efficient encore kind of
Matt, are you
situation going on.
Mm-hmm. Also plays around reverses,
Uh-oh.
which
Uh-oh.
And we've lost Matt. He said his internet cut out just before that, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I guess it's just
So
internet problems because I guess he cut out, came back, and then cut out now. So
all right. Well, all right. We'll resume when Matt gets back, I guess.
yeah,
That's
you can
okay.
Give him a couple seconds, see if he reconnects.
Sorry, we're talking about the rider, right?
Yep. So
Yeah,
the go to
yeah.
memory, it efficiently recycles 2 soul beaters.
Yeah, and it avoids
deni-
on reverse effects. Yeah.
It denies on reverse combos, which for English in particular is like actually a big deal right now. Like a lot of the top meta share decks are on reverse decks or decks that like interact at level 3. So being able to play around that is pretty important, I would say, to Matt.
Yeah.
Card's also really good when you're behind. I would also want to say.
Yeah. You get to
because it
we've-
recycles
Mhm.
2 soul beaters.
We've
so
actually
efficiently.
seen a couple examples of not even Matt, but
No,
I think
Mauricio.
Matt is
Mauricio.
Mauricio as well as Matt have both used this card in like comeback situations.
Yeah,
and it's been pretty effective.
I think it was Mauricio's game against Patrick. It was either his game against Patrick or his game after Patrick, where Mauricio was like he got put into a spot where he hit level 3 first, and his opponent was like level 1 something, like 1-3, 1-4, and he was able to claw his way back by using this Condor go to memory to like recycle the Elia early player and like keep up in resources. And pull the game back from a disaster state, essentially.
I mean, it's kind of like an Aaron combo that you
Oh, he's back.
recycle every turn. Oh, he's back?
Yep.
Okay. Is he?
Are you back, Matt?
Hey Matt, everything good?
Okay, maybe not good yet.
Oh no.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah.
Hi.
On my mobile data, there's storms here. I think our home internet died.
All is good.
All right.
So
Matt taking one for the team.
reshuffled
Hopefully he had.
And I had
Well,
the pile.
good thing we were just resolving
Hopefully he
stock
has
swap
unlimited
here.
data.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can hear you.
Okay. Cool. Do
Can
you
you
want me to
see
shuffle my deck or anything?
Well,
Do you want me to shuffle my deck or anything?
I don't think so. One sec.
I don't think they need they
no,
need
because
that.
You just stock swapped me, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I don't
just
think that's
'cause I cut
necessary.
out, so if you want.
Should be fine.
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
I trust you on that.
Okay.
How
So
do you want me to?
If Patrick wanted like a quote unquote judge shuffle though, I think we would have to allow it for like this kind of
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah.
6.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
just the two.
hopefully players trust each other in this tournament since
Yeah.
most of the people know each other in some way.
6 stock actually.
Yeah, so 6 stock. Okay, so Patrick is potentially 6-30 with counting the refresh damage. That's pretty poor compression, I would say, for being this far behind. So Matt's opting not to play the refresh event to fix his deck. I think he just didn't have it.
Probably didn't have it. Yeah, I think he would definitely have
Yeah.
played it though if he had it.
Yeah, his deck would be in a much better state if he played the refresh event instead of just like praying.
Cancel on 4.
Okay, Patrick getting good cancels. That's good. That is exactly what he needs right now. A triple cancel, I think, would put him back in this game.
Sticks.
No, only a
Still in the
double.
game. He's still in the game.
Yeah.
The double cancels, I think, were definitely just enough. Just enough. Because like canceling the 4 there, canceling the 4s. I think they were both 4s actually. Very close.
I didn't see the triggers. I just saw him cancel on 2 and 4. But yeah, very better than what could have possibly happened for Patrick. I
Yeah,
think he's
very
a bit
fortunate.
relieved right now.
Yeah.
See that now. I think Patrick still has the clock though, because he lost the Rico early play condition.
Yeah, I think he does.
There's almost nothing that he can do to, or there's almost nothing that he can do to like actually try to pull himself back in this game without clocking, because he won't be able to pull himself back without the double early play.
Yeah, and he definitely just really needs to win board from here on out. Losing cards here is definitely just not. There's definitely no bueno. So at least he doesn't need to clock as Rico. Very true. Very true. But yeah, needs to win board. And then, you know, if there's ever a comeback mechanism.
No encore here.
For a deck, this early play package or this Yo specifically is definitely it.
Yeah, like the Slendering Double early play package is like the perfect set of cards for making a comeback. Like the cards themselves do everything you would want when you're behind in a game.
Yeah, cheap.
They win board. You get resource efficient plussing. They push extra damage. Like everything you could want.
So Patrick was not out of it yet, but
wait, did Patrick say no clock?
Did he say no clock?
He did say.
Wow.
He did say no clock.
Wowie.
Does this mean he didn't have a Yo in his hand? He must have refreshed all of his Yos.
Doesn't he have a Yo in his clock though?
Okay, yeah, but that would have been from the.
I guess he didn't have it.
No, he got sorry, he got a Chica off of the last turn.
Oh, okay, he did. Okay.
Yeah, his 3 salvages from double combo door trigger were a Rico, a Chica, and the Ruby counter. So he had everything set up ready to go. He must just not. Okay. So he does have a Yo. That is a Yo in his clock, yes. The second top card. I don't.
How big is the clock bomb?
2-5.
I don't understand. We were just saying that clocking and playing the double early play is how you claw yourself back into this game. I'm trying to understand why he's opting not to clock here.
There is an argument for just refusing the clock from here on out too, and then playing the double early play next turn.
How big is the Shira?
500.
Does that really matter though? I feel like the benefits of not clocking are get outweighed by the benefits of clocking and slamming the double early play.
How many climaxes in waiting rooms? 2, right?
I believe 2.
If he doesn't need the plus specifically,
2 in 7.
And it's not like Matt's board is like terribly good here, right?
Sorry, Tom. Ian, the second card on top of his clock is a Yo. Like he took a Yo as damage, so if he clocked, he would have a Yo in his grave. So it can't be that he thinks he's gonna miss the Yo. Sorry, Tom, continue.
Oh sure, I just think I think he, as far as like the risk reward of clocking here, I think he just values
2.
Clocking less from here on out.
Yeah, do you want to
really, which I think is fair. It's like
direct 500 yourself?
He doesn't necessarily play that many healers. Actually, I think if we look at Patrick's list, he runs like 3 Ruby healers, and they're all
he runs 3 Ruby healers, and that is it. There was
one
in his clock.
I don't know how many he has in his hand. So, wait, is that a Ruby in his clock, not a Yo?
No. The card that got clock bomb was the Ruby 3/2. The card underneath it is a Yo.
Wait, no, that's a Ruby 1/0. I'm talking about the healer.
Yeah. The Ruby 1/0 got clock bomb and replaced the Ruby 3/2. That's on top of his bin right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, but yeah, he doesn't. He runs only 3 healers. Heals are limited for him. He knows that. So, and Fate is not a deck that actually that doesn't lack for any healing. I feel like he probably feels like his shot is not this turn, but somewhere in the coming turns.
Hmm.
And he wants to high roll this current deck and then trying to be in a better position for his double early play to do some real damage next in some future turn. Because his deck isn't gonna heal that much because his main avenues for a win here are coming from level 3s that do not heal. Right? He's not gonna be spamming the Ruby healer. He's not gonna be spamming. He's just not gonna be spamming the Ruby healer. He's gonna be playing the Yos, prioritizing Yos and Chicas. So, or maybe even the Fumio, which is in his clock right now, but he could salvage it later, perhaps.
I guess one card we also forgot to mention, Patrick does play the Yoshiko bouncer, the CFP bounce, really important in this matchup, so that could be another card he would have to prioritize if he's expecting Matt to get level 3.
Yeah,
to
not a healer,
stop
notably, right? So
yes, also not a healer.
Yeah, I think him not clocking is just him saying that I don't have that much clock left. I gotta win with the amount of damage I have left, and clocking without. And if he doesn't need the plus, especially, it's kind of like,
Okay, fair enough.
He feels he's fine as far as resources are concerned. So,
refresh one.
Right.
Let's see.
Matt's doing the classic Fate, mill the deck out, play for refresh. The play that everyone hates, except for Fate players.
I love this play. Oh, it feels so good.
Matt looks like he's low on stock, though.
Yeah, he is. I think he
could potentially be a problem. He's been brainstorming every turn.
He also used that stock swap too, so an extra stock.
Yeah. Well, if he there's no real way he's going to spend another stock here, so he should be going into the next turn with 6 stock. I think 6 stock is
just not enough for double rider loops.
But it's one short, right?
Yeah, but is he in a position where he needs to think about doing that? I don't know if he is. I feel like
no, probably going for Iskander would be better.
Yeah,
since he's so far ahead.
Possibly even a 2-1 rider. So if he cancels here, the 2-1 rider lets him get a good front attack in, and possibly reverse something. Because I don't know if Patrick can spare the resources to grab a con on at the moment. He might have one in hand. But I think the 2-1 rider would be a pretty decent bridge play into level 2 for Matt. But we'll have to see what happens after Patrick plays his level 3s. Going for another combo turn.
Sorry,
wow.
I'm writing out the deck state or the game state right now to so I can ask Patrick about the clock decision. Just keep going. I'm muting myself.
Yeah,
you're good. Oh, I'm gonna lose everywhere. So
front for 3.
Oh, there's a 2-1 rider.
Cancel on 2.
Patrick with the additional cancels.
3.
Doesn't cancel that one. That's rough. Every damage Patrick takes here is so big for him.
He did double cancel. I feel like double canceling there is probably what Patrick. Or no, sorry, that was only a single cancel.
No,
my bad.
He's still fifth last attack. He's still come. If he takes this, it's really bad. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Okay. I was just gonna say. I feel like if he double canceled, I think he would have felt like he was in an okay spot. But only single cancel, taking 2 attacks. It's
yeah. He really wanted to double cancel there. I think for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously,
game's looking a little grim.
Who doesn't want to cancel, right? But I think specifically with his non-clock play, right now 3-4 versus 3-5, not a huge difference.
No.
As far as Patrick's game state, but 3-3 versus 3-2, I think actually quite a big difference. For Patrick. So, the non-clock did not work out for him, unfortunately. His deck not responding to his will.
Notably, Matt doesn't have a waiting room right now because he did just refresh. So it's not even like Patrick can try to Fumio him and try to sack out a game here.
2-1-3.
He just has to try to high roll some damage off of multiple Yos, I would assume.
I think it's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
think,
hard. He's a
think that-
2-3.
No, fuck.
Yeah, this game is looking mighty grim.
Draw for turn.
Pat with a lot of stock though.
No clock.
You know, he could have the God Hand. Everything. Yeah,
He
there you
could.
go. Ruby Healer.
There's one Ruby. Okay. Heal. Then I think he's gonna go for Rico.
Triple
think he-
heal into double early play.
Does he have the stock for that?
Yeah, he
One
does.
healer,
He
two
actually
healer.
does.
Oh, he has exactly enough
Yeah,
stock.
He has enough stock. We definitely had enough stock for it.
Yeah, but the thing
Okay, no,
about
we played the Rico.
there's no way, like memes aside, no way to actually triple heal because there was at least one
Yeah,
Ruby
yeah.
healer in
I
his
was
win
just-
bin.
Rest.
I just wanted to see it.
Flips a 3? No, flips a 0.
It's a climax.
It's
Actually,
not.
+2 soul trigger comeback season incoming, perhaps. Probably not.
Probably not. I think he might try
Hmm.
to go for a brainstorm here. Maybe brainstorm. Maybe drop search. Try to shuffle the deck up.
Drop
the
search would be
cancel on
good. Yeah, drop search would be
Yeah.
really good.
So I think he's.
actually. I think I
put
agree
the drop
with
search
that.
on top to get that. Yeah. So you can take the drop search and try to reshuffle his deck while keeping the climax in there, or potentially keeping the climax in there. So he might have another turn to live. Because I think he
Yeah.
does have at
I
least.
I think his deck is
3
like
in there.
reasonable. Yeah, I think his deck is kind of reasonable right now. So,
Con on overplay.
Conan Overplay is a thing.
I don't.
but I think
I
the
don't
drop
like
searcher
Conan
probably
Overplay.
works better here. Yeah, I think I agree with the drop searcher more.
His deck seems too big to con on overplay and then live next turn is the issue.
Conan double or overplay?
I still think his deck's too big for that as well. At 3/3,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Patrick only runs 3 healers, and it's 3 of the Ruby that you see on the board right now. So there's one in there. He has at least one in bin.
Grab the Conan.
He grabs Conan.
Oh, he does grab Conan. I'm not particularly a fan. I think drop search was a lot better there.
It's possible he.
Overplay.
Okay, he overplays. Alrighty.
P2 and on play. Pay 1.
Gonna scry to the bottom.
Play the O.
Same with my overs. But like the thing is if he took
Scry to the
a
bottom.
drop search, he could shuffle the climax away from the top, pull out like a non-yield burn, and then still have the climax potentially in a position where he can cancel with it.
And he
Like, by
would
doing a
like
Conan
kind of.
To scry to the bottom, like the deck looks too big to actually like bank on that climax actually giving you a cancel and living next turn. It is why I
Something-
don't like the Conan play.
Something to ask him in the post game, I guess. He would know better
drop search.
than all of us how big his deck is. So
That is correct. That is. Let me write this down really
it's
quick.
possible his deck is just not that big. So
Yeah, one of the issues with these camera angles is that like when they stack their deck, or when they stack piles of cards, there's no way to tell how big it is unless they fan it, which is a little unfortunate for us, but we make
when
do.
is NTCG gonna come out with the technology?
So actually,
Ian,
I can do that. If you have 2, you have 2.
we also need an iOS app, please.
Front. Power here.
No climax. I guess that is to be expected, but
Front. For 2.
So
And then
if
front.
Pat doesn't
Okay.
trigger here,
Burn 3.
oh wow, burn for 3, nice.
Sign of a good Sunshine player, they just always rip a 3 off from the top with Theo.
And the sign of a good Fate player, always just canceling everything.
How many cards in deck?
Man, does he have the event now?
Wait, wait.
Oh no, does he have the refresh event now, or
How
another
many
stop
cards is
swap?
that?
Oh my
1, 2,
goodness!
3, 4, 5 cards. 5
Someone
cards.
stop this man.
So we know one climax is at the bottom.
Yep.
I think Patrick did Patrick pay out the 2 climax or the 2 cards he blind stocked with the stock swap yet? I think he did, right? Yeah, he had to. He had to.
Did he?
Okay. Yeah, he had to. He stocks off 6. He stocks up to 6, and then he didn't pay any stock the next turn, so he went to 9. He played double early play Rico Ruby, which is 6 stock, so he would have paid out the 2 cards off the top. So Patrick should know that, or I think all the stock swap information is out there. I think Patrick should have 2 or 3 in that deck.
Miss.
So the deck was small enough to make the con on worth it. I would assume then.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, he has what, 6 cards left in deck now? 7
Yeah.
cards. No, 6. It is
No,
6.
6.
Yeah,
It is 6. It is 6. So the assumption is 2, potentially 3 in there, but one of them is on the bottom.
Play the event.
And then there is that
There
refresh
it
event.
is.
Oh
This
my
man
god.
cannot be stopped. Say, oh my gosh.
Anything?
All right, guys.
check on my-
Oh,
Send your energy to
no.
Patrick.
Leave it.
Patrick needs your energy right now.
This
He's
is,
refreshing. Wait, is that 2 in there?
No, it's 4. I think it's
There's
4.
3 level 3 bars, 2 level 1
I
bars.
thought I saw 4.
Okay.
It looked like it
6?
was
One slot.
2.
Chat saying
No,
6.
in Patrick. In
Yeah,
Patrick's.
that's what I'm saying.
Nope.
Oh. No, yeah, I thought it was
And
4
you're
for
all set on
Patrick.
my end, right?
And I guess 6 for Matt.
It was 6 for Matt. I must have missed Patrick. It looked like it was just 2
I
there.
thought it was 4.
We know.
It can't be.
We
It
know
can't
that
be 2,
they're-
right? Because he canceled twice and then played a climax. So
Patrick didn't play a climax though. Is the
oh wait,
thing.
no,
So we
sorry.
don't-
The turn before. The turn before wasn't it the turn before? No.
I don't
No,
think
he
he
didn't.
played a climax either. No, I
Okay.
don't think he's planned a climax. Patrick. Oh,
You mean Patrick should reveal his mat to get the stream DMCA?
oh, don't. You're not supposed to say the D word. What's gonna happen now when we get taken down?
Don't worry, they're not real DMCAs.
Well, Patrick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. It looks like 3 cards in hand. 13, 16, 19. So Patrick's potentially 6 and 31. Maybe 6 and 32.
I'm not liking this.
Odds don't look like or don't seem to be in his favor. But
I mean, he could easily. I could definitely see him canceling this turn and surviving, right? But
yeah, it's
like
possible.
2 turns, probably definitely not happening.
No.
So-
No. If
Not with
Patrick
that
lives this turn, next turn has to be final turn.
Yeah.
Wait. The clock bomb I played accidentally shuffled in. Take it out and shuffle.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Did Matt just shuffle a clock bomb back in?
Because I played the clock bomb, discarded it.
Alright,
Should we tell him to
well-
hold on
Yeah.
one sec?
Okay.
Oh wait, it's here.
Hey guys.
Oh,
wait, was it the bottom?
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Oh my god, you had me scared there for a second, dude. Alright, sorry, continue. Oh, thank God.
Good thing
What
I
a
saved
showman.
last.
That was weird. Alright. Front attack.
What would we have had to do there? We've had to do a judge call, right?
Cancel.
Wouldn't we just take it out and then shuffle his deck?
Is that okay? I guess that's okay if Patrick's okay with it, right?
Yeah,
Well, Matt's
I
not
mean,
even
I guess
pushing
we would.
enough.
I guess we would need
Sticks.
a judge just for like to determine if Matt gets a warning or something.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
so Matt opted to just swing 1/1/1. Patrick got a single cancel, so he does have another
Yeah.
turn, but he's still in a pretty bad spot right
Here's
now.
one I prepared early. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, all's good.
final turn. Let's see how many yos Patrick can field. I don't think it can be met. Yeah, man. What's in his
I
hand?
don't even. I think his hand was small. I think I counted 2 cards, so it should be 3 now. It is 3
Yeah,
right now.
3 cards.
No clock.
Yeah.
Doesn't clock. Oh,
Well, this let's go.
He's just opting to swing.
respecting
Matt
the
didn't-
clock. Respecting the clock kick, I guess. Patrick?
Potentially.
For 4.
Yes. So still holding
Potentially.
out for like the
Do you think he should have?
Oh, okay.
There,
was
Matt does
almost-
cancel.
Yeah.
Correct.
I wouldn't. Okay.
Oh.
I was.
okay.
Okay, yeah, Matt cancels. Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna say
okay.
I don't think there's a world where Matt actually dies here. So I think Patrick's just trying to push as much damage as possible.
Yeah, of
And
course.
trying to bank on another turn. Well, that was 1, 2. We said he refreshed 6, so he's 4. There's potentially 4 in the deck right now. I mean,
Yep.
it's technically enough
Tried to make it as easy
climaxes
as
to live.
Yeah, and the clock kick is not lethal here. So
No.
like
Potentially okay, but swings for 2 are lethal. So like, sorry, not Patrick. Matt can just do the rider shenanigans now and still potentially push lethal, and then not have to worry about death on the swing back.
If he has riders, then yeah, I think the game is more or less
unless
sealed.
Patrick is. I mean, Patrick could be holding the bounce in his hand. I don't think I've seen it all game. So unless it got stock swapped and it's just been hidden forever, I think he's had it in his hand this entire time. So he might be holding it to prioritize for this matchup.
Yeah, that is possible. Did he? He stole his Ruby counter, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he stole his Ruby counter.
That card has not left his hand. So
it's like
and then I
Ruby
think
counter,
that's
bouncer,
why.
and then the card he drew, I guess.
Yes, assuming he's holding the bouncer, then that would be his hand, yeah. So Matt does opt to clock the clock kicker, knowing that Patrick does have Ruby counter. He's not getting a reverse with it anyways. Makes sense. He only needs to swing 2/2/2 for lethal.
Only 3 rested cards on Matt's board, so Iskandar gets a 1500 power boost from the Sakura 12/5. Yeah, not quite enough, I think.
Not enough behind a Ruby counter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is Matt just gonna refresh
again?
again? Oh my god, I hate Fate players, man. When you play against Fate and you see them start to mill out and then count their deck size, you just get annoyed as a non-Fate player because you just know that they're gonna do the silly free fresh shenanigans.
Can't beat him, join him. I endorse free freshes.
I mean, that is 5 cards in his deck. I think he does play a Sakura first, makes sense. Gets to
salvage the free fresh.
Probably.
Or the rider.
He has
the free fresh in his hand.
Has a free fresh in his hand, yep. Just play it, Matt. I think
it doesn't.
It doesn't really matter, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
If you are gonna free fresh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's the free fresh.
Unless
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Stock, so whatever you put back will go back.
Free freshes are fine. Asanas are not. I don't even know what that means.
Azu says, I think.
I can't really do that anymore.
Or Azusa. Whoops, I'm dyslexic. I read that wrong.
Oh, they did use an S for the first instead of Z. I guess Matt's just gonna slam a climax or something. Probably the rider bar or something. I don't know.
His hand looks big, so he might just overplay the free fresh and the Ilya and just slam 3 threes. Or wait, no, he doesn't have enough stock for that. No,
he has enough stock for Ilya plus 2 riders.
Oh, exactly enough, right. Because Ilya's healed the stock. I don't think he has the hand. Maybe.
No, I think he does. He should. It's just 4. It's just 4 hand for that, right?
I think he might just go to slam a rider, or I think he will just play like 1 rider, heal off the 1 clock, and then slam rider bar here. Seems like a
whole bunch of things he could do. Like this opponent's a 3/5.
3-2-1.
Yeah. In fact, probably a better play to just crash the board anyways. Open up direct lands. It's not like Matt is super decompressed, I would say. So having the direct lanes can potentially benefit him on the next turn.
He is more decompressed than he has been all game, though, for sure.
That's true. That is
his
true.
clock from level 2 went back, and significantly less stock. So, and significant. I think his hand is a little bit lower than it was like the previous few turns too. But I mean,
rider bar coming. You have to put this Ruby. Ruby's the smallest one, right? Yeah, Ruby's the smallest. The rider should have. Oh, no bar.
No bar.
Oh. 2? Okay.
Oh.
All right, Patrick.
Patrick has a chance.
He does have
Ruby
a chance. Easy
counter.
No 4. Egyptian God card. Egyptian God card pays off.
It's like a pretty normal mill, I think. Unfortunate.
All
right, that's game 1, guys.
for how far behind Patrick was in the early game, I think he played that game pretty well.
Yeah, don't disagree. I mean, it's the kind of thing we have come to expect from the players, I think, this far into the tournament.
Yeah.
Can't take it for granted though, you know? Like not many opportunities to watch players play right now. So
No.
definitely a
Have
treat.
to be thankful for Ian, or thankful that Ian set up this whole thing for everybody. It's been a pleasure. Shoutouts to Ian, guys. Ian TCG, get their
Chad
app.
was just testing you guys. What?
Not a whole lot to talk about for like potential
Adjustments,
no, because I don't think Patrick necessarily did anything wrong that game. Like,
he just took too much damage.
took a lot of damage early, and Matt got to essentially roll it because of that advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, the event's just super clutch for Matt.
2
times, you know, both events taking away critical game-changing cancels from Patrick's deck. So,
do you think the Free Fresh event has been the MVP for Matt for this tournament so far?
No. Well, I mean, it is a very powerful card. It's like super flashy when it gets played, but it is like one of those marquee cards, I guess you could say at this point. I don't know about MVP. I'd have to think a little bit. There's a lot of good cards in this deck. So
there is. Free Fresh is always amazing. Elia Azis is always amazing. The Avenger is amazing. Fate is just a pile of really good cards.
I think what I said before
I'll pitch 3.
when I started playing Fate, and I think I still say now, is I think the entire the gold bar engine involving the clock bomb, 8 gold bars, the brainstorm is really what makes this deck like go. There's a lot of stability in the way Fate can hand sculpt, and like most other decks can't keep these kinds of events in their hand for too long, right? But Fate can, primarily because of its 8 plussing triggers plus its ability to convert those triggers into basically anything it wants.
Makes sense.
So I think, you know,
really good.
Gold bar climax, gold bar trigger MVP deck.
Okay. Essentially something we could ask Matt in the post game. Haven't found any like questionable decisions that I have to think over to ask him for the post game. It looks like Patrick has an amazing opener right now. Mulled 3, clocked a brainstorm, which is a little unusual for Sunshine, I would have to say. Must mean that his hand's pretty good.
Yeah.
Matt Mulled 2, double stock swap, as we mentioned earlier. Stock swap isn't really. Stock swap did a lot that game, or the past game, but like usually in this matchup, it's not a card that you would think about as a Fate player.
The event too. I think
too early for the event to.
Well, I think Matt personally likes clocking the event, so it's like a potential grab later if he has the brainstorm on the board.
Right.
Doesn't really want to waste. If his hand's good, he doesn't really want to, waste it holding this event. That's not. Oh.
And Matt opens the Egyptian God board for Fate level 0. Okay, Matt. So Patrick's opted to run in front of the Ilya. I guess he does have Kanon on board to keep the runner alive, so he's just trying to mitigate damage. But I don't know. Well, what do you think? You're a Sunshine player and a Fate player. What do you take of this?
His hand's not ready, perhaps. Wants another turn, maybe.
I'll top check off that. Bottom deck it.
He mulled 3. He clocked a 0. Like, his head has to be good.
Matt
So I
clock
guess,
on
like,
pouring, you know, as
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he should have. Yeah, on
board,
offense. Yeah. Because it's
I
only.
think-
Oh, sorry. It's...
No, you can go. I'm just trying to think over Patrick's hand right now.
Well, yeah, it's the only master on his board, so has to kind of keep it on the board so he has a bit
Drop
of
search gets 1500, right?
Yeah, it's 3-5.
manipulation. Talking
Oh,
about the drop
right,
searcher.
right. The
Yeah.
the drop searcher isn't a master,
Is
so
it-
it doesn't
yeah,
have
it's
clock
a-
on court.
yeah, it's a saber altar. So
All right. Makes sense. Matt does only have 3 cards in hand as well, so he's probably going to have the double clock on court, the Elia, if Patrick pushes really hard this turn. Maybe that's why Patrick ran in front, to like force out a double clock on court from Matt.
Front power yourself.
but he would have taken the
Maybe.
same amount of damage, right?
For one.
So
Right.
because it would have been a direct attack if he had it. Or
And then front
no, sorry,
for 2.
no, you're right. Forcing
On death,
a trigger.
I'll pay 2.
Yobomb
So-
coming in clutch for Patrick again.
Yeah.
I think the trigger
Effect.
means that Matt hits level 1 first again.
Yep.
So we'll see if he has the ingredients for the ideal, like the good board that he wants here. I think he definitely wants to have multiple bombs again, but he might not have the cards. He might not have enough hand.
Yeah, it is only
because the
turn
Saber Altar
2.
did not live, right? So
Well, it hits 2 on
it hits 2 on his
Brainstorm, so...
Brainstorm. Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes
Nah.
your Brainstorm hits, and who needs level 1 combos?
As a
So-
wise man, Tony Dam once said, ban plussing brainstorms.
I wonder what his second card's going to be.
There's only one
Azusa.
clock bomb in his
Yeah,
clock
there's only
there,
one.
so, so there's only one in the bin. I don't think he mauled any. Don't think he canceled any. So he's going for Azusa. Makes sense. Hopefully he has another clock bomb in hand and he can just double field the clock bombs again, just like last game.
Pretty safe salvage, all things considered. The Azusa, that is. Or the Ilya, rather. What does he salvage?
Wanting to ditch a climax.
Possibly
does
something
not-
that he's not going to play this turn, I think.
Yeah, you could just try to salvage like the free fresher.
Yeah.
Get it ready for next turn. Stock bomb.
Eyeing the level 0 bomb. Sure. Okay.
Does this mean he doesn't have another playable for this turn?
Oh, no.
Oh,
okay.
no, he does get the free fresher. Yeah,
Free
it makes
for-
sense.
Yes.
Setting up for next turn.
Predictions. Yeah. He
I
had a
just
bomb in
gotta
his
play
hand.
it.
A 0. He had another shoe in his hand. Notably, he contests the runner in every lane the runner could go to this turn.
Yep.
Go to combat.
I think pretty important. I think
Huh. That's not opting to drop a climax this turn. It looks like.
yeah, probably just
It's a
only has
little-
one or none.
I care about that.
Well, he ditched one off of Sakura.
That's true,
so
he
he
did.
did have one in hand. He just might not be valuing the damage push at this point, or maybe like he just doesn't feel like his hand's healthy enough to support slamming a climax here.
No, yeah, that's fair enough. His hand, he only has like 5 cards in hand, I think.
Yeah, it is 5 cards in
So-
hand.
Doesn't want to go down to 4.
Attack. 1.
6.
Direct.
Well,
Well,
packets play
Patrick.
level 1 this game.
Patrick must be feeling relieved. He's not taking like 11 damage this turn.
Draw.
Patrick opted not to run. He decided to keep all 3 lanes open. I think that this means
Triple
he has-
combo? Dude, what a monster.
I think this means he has at least double, and he's trying to go for triple this turn. If he goes
I
for
wanna
triple,
see it.
he's
Let's
God
see it.
player. Slam it right now. Just drop all 3 at once, Patrick.
Let's see it.
Don't slow play it. Oh,
Unplay.
aw.
At the hand. Discard.
Doesn't have it. Maybe?
Maybe. He did ditch a climax. He could just be playing it
There's
to
one.
ditch out the climax. There's one.
There's two.
There's
He's gonna
two.
move the die to
looks
the
like
back
it's...
and play the third.
No, it looks like it's double. A little unfortunate. If you only had double, wouldn't have running in front of the Shiro, or even like the Ilya, been better there? Open up a direct lane, you get to push a little bit extra damage. You still get your two reverses anyways.
Stock to 0-0.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Patrick had double set up in his hand, and he was just trying to bank on like drawing a third one or drawing like a Ruby Azasa to try to find the third one or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a reasonable thing to try to play around.
It is just one soul, so it's gonna be more than one soul here because the Daya actually can't reverse the bomb, but or it would have been one soul anyways, I guess. Is the triggering? Oh, okay.
No, I gotta cancel.
On your reverse.
Wouldn't have putting one of the Chicas in front of the Sakura clock bomb been potentially better to force Matt the clock encore? I guess Patrick just doesn't want to open his board up.
I don't think Patrick wants to eat more than like one direct attack this turn or the next turn. There's no way. So yeah, if he did that, then he definitely eats. He probably eats two direct attacks, or he lets the Azasa live, which is something I don't think he wants to do.
No, because you can put the Daya in front of the Shiro, and then you reverse the Ilya, you reverse the Sakura with the Chicas. But that would open up
right. That's what I'm saying. But
open up $2
yeah,
cards.
so I'm saying it's either. Sorry, I think I wasn't clear enough. I just mean that either he takes two direct slots, or he lets the Ilya live, basically.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think that's it.
Side
He's siding
for 2.
I guess Patrick did just value keeping his board alive and try to mitigate as much damage as possible here. That's fine. That's reasonable.
7 hand.
Man, this is interesting. Bombs versus bombs at level 1.
Climaxes.
Just climax, sorry.
Climaxes. 2.
So Patrick has what I called in like a previous stream initiative. So his bombs are going to be the ones that create direct attacks first, unless Matt decides to side attack here. But really not profitable side attacks here for Matt because the Chicas are level 1, obviously. Matt having to field 2 level 0s last turn, kind of I don't know if it probably just wasn't by choice, but it's kind of unfortunate the way it played out for him because now he has to attack into 2 bombs. Usually Fate wants to be the one in that situation. So
yeah, Fate wants to be the one to pre-field the bombs to open up direct lanes rather than having to attack into bombs. There comes Ilya, flips a Sakura.
Matt,
pretty good.
I think Matt will hit level. I think he'll hit the refresh here though. So direct attack's a little bit less effective than they would have been in the first deck. But this Ilya is kind of not a great card on board
6
for him.
9,
I mean,
12.
the Ilya can attack into the Daya, and
but then
fine. But then the Sakura will die.
But the bomb probably doesn't live.
Yeah,
which is kind of unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but I think it would be better than giving Patrick a Chica plus on board. So he's moving it. I think he does want to just not give Patrick pluses. Makes sense. Makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Matt has 7 in deck. He only checked the 1 on the Ilya. Do you think this means he might have like 2?
I think he does.
In his
he
deck?
probably has climaxes in his deck for sure.
Yeah. Similar situation to the first game. If he triggers them, he can mill out the deck with the bar effects. Doesn't trigger them, then he gets some cancels. Well, both situations are pretty good. Good deck manipulation. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like a good good sense of deck of deck state and like manipulating it and all that.
Good awareness, I guess maybe.
Yeah,
taking full advantage of the things his deck has to offer to him.
Mm-hmm. Patrick eats a 3. Sunshine at
Hmm.
2-0. Probably like one of the better places Sunshine wishes to be. Hopefully Patrick
wants to cancel here for sure.
Yeah, he wants to double cancel here.
6.
Okay, that's not a double cancel, Patrick.
Hmm.
All right, Patrick. Come on, you can cancel one. Oh, okay, Patrick.
You cursed it.
Caster curse. Unlucky.
So Matt deciding what to search, I think here. Better be careful. His hand and his deck are the same size.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, did he whiff the clock bomb? Was that a whiff on the clock? That's so funny.
That was a whiff on the clock bomb. Yeah,
oh
clock
man,
bomb was
that's
the first
so
attack.
funny.
7 with that.
Yeah.
Unfortunate trigger doesn't get to remove the Chica.
No way around that, I think.
No,
unfortunately.
No.
Not if he wanted to. Not if he wanted to attack with the Shimikaze last, or the Sakura Shimikaze last. So.
I mean, Patrick's at 1-4. I think attacking with the Sakura there is perfectly fine. And then you just got the unfortunate trigger.
Well, if you just wanted, if he wanted the clock bomb to just 100%, usually
you would attack with it last.
You'd attack with it last. But
yeah, but his deck state probably wanted the combo attack last.
What do we got here?
I think it's perfectly reasonable. You could have attacked with
Ilya first.
Ilya first.
That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, it does work.
From
Sakura first?
Is it any different?
No.
Let me think about this for a sec.
I don't think so. Ilya attacks first. You're expecting him to go to 1-6. 1-6, 2-0 with a trigger. It's like the same thing. Ilya first, Sakura first.
6 in clock, right?
Yeah, 1.
It's like one of those things that I can think about it later, I guess. Oh my god, I don't really.
How many stock swaps are in your are visible to me in your waiting room?
Oh man, Patrick asking about stock swaps.
Both are.
Snake bitten.
Yeah. I mean, Matt did mull both of them on his opening hand, so it's not something you have to really worry about until he goes into next deck state. Patrick opted to not clock here.
Oh, he's yo bombing.
2.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. Yeah, based on the stock soul. Yeah.
For sure.
So similar situation. Patrick is not clocking. He's not going for the double early play. Do you think he thinks compression is how he wins this matchup?
Well, he was kind of gifted a bounty of 1 Chica, I guess. Like the bomb. So probably makes it easier for him to think about going for this.
He could also just not have the setup. Maybe
that's true as well. That's possible.
Could be a possibility.
He didn't clock the 2-1 Rico, so
no.
As you mentioned, he didn't clock. But
1K1.
Yeah, either his hand is not ready or
good side.
The power to center.
Yeah.
Patrick's trying to decompress him. Hopefully no trigger. No trigger. Hopefully Matt takes it. Matt does take it. It's the small victories that count for Patrick right now.
It is bigger.
Front, 253K. For 2.
Yeah, there's the climax that was expected in Matt's deck. Unfortunately,
3-2 riders.
climax is at the bottom, so it doesn't reshuffle. Must be
You're all good.
a little unfortunate for Matt, but cancel is a cancel. Can't really complain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21. Matt is refreshing 7 and 29. 729 for losing the level 1 clock is pretty respectable. This is an interesting approach to the matchup that I think Patrick's taking. Like usually, a lot of people, including myself, I have to admit, like look at Sunshine as like a quote unquote brain dead deck. You just like unga bunga slam a climax, you slam the double early play. But like Patrick, like this entire tournament, Patrick hasn't really been playing Sunshine with like the mindless attitude that most people like attribute to Sunshine. He's like actually trying to play the game, quote unquote, more. I would have to say it's really interesting to watch, like seeing someone good at Sunshine pilot it in a way that's unique to him.
Taking full advantage of the deck's tools.
How many cards in deck?
As we saw Matt, do as we commented on, what Matt did last turn. I think I agree that.
Wait a minute. Patrick has 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, his 4 climaxes out. He didn't trigger any. Patrick has 4 and 6 right now, unless he has 1 in hand. Oh no. Okay. There's no stock swap unless Matt top decked it.
Oh
so
no, he clocked blue. Dude, he clocked blue. Dude. No, not again.
I think this is like a similar situation to game 1. You would rather a stock swap here compared to a free fresh, but he's brainstorming. So I think that means he doesn't have a stock swap. So he's brainstorming, trying to take advantage of having a waiting room before he plays the free fresh event. I would assume.
He also doesn't have the last green card at the moment.
All right, he does need one more green. Right, it's 3 green, right? It's not 2 other green. Whatever.
Yeah, you cannot play it if you have 2 or less green cards.
Oh, that was the condition, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, he's not grabbing a green card anyways, so I think that's just like evident of him not having stock swap to begin with. So unfortunately, he can't take maximum advantage of this current situation like he could in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's the stock swap. Something to play in Ilya here. Do you think that this means he doesn't have the free fresh event in his hands?
It's possible. Well, so it depends on what's in his hand, I guess. There's nothing wrong. So, I think past first deck, the freest time to Azusa for 4 is when you're about to use that event, right? Because you don't have to worry about messing up your deck. It's like a completely free Azusa. Usually you have to kind of think about how far you want to go.
Right.
Yeah. But if Matt is playing that event this turn, oh my god, it's stock
swap! God, wait, he does have it.
Oh. Yo, this is insane.
Yeah, so that is.
Oh my god.
That was 6 clean in his stock. Patrick was only showing 4 out, so unless he has 1 in hand, that's 4 climaxes going back into.
What a
4 climaxes in his stock right now.
Oh no.
It's Patrick. Let me count cards really quick. 6, 9, 13.
Did he draw it off that clock draw?
He had to have.
Did he go? He went back with 2, right? Oh my god.
Yeah, he refreshed both, so he did top deck it like a true skilled Fate player would. Sorry, 15. Patrick's hand size, I think, would be 4 or 5. I don't think he didn't clock, so it has to be on the lower end. He has it stacked. I can't see. I think I'm gonna say 4, so he's 19. So Patrick's refreshing 4 and 31 right now. That's that's pretty bad. If Matt slams a climax right here, Patrick could just die. Oh my god.
This is so rough.
This is quite heartbreaking for Patrick fans out there.
I mean, Patrick even made sure that minimal, the minimal chance for Matt to have stock flip, and he top decks it. Sometimes that happens.
Okay, no climax. So Matt isn't taking
he doesn't,
full advantage. Oh my god,
it's right there.
Blind.
It's right there.
All right, so if Matt triple triggers, Patrick could just die here.
No way. Surely not. No, that'd be too. He'd
There's
be
one
too
trigger.
monstrous. Oh my god.
There's
Dude.
1. It's happening.
Stop it.
Oh my god, Patrick!
You can't say these things. The decks can hear you.
Alright, Matt, flip another trigger and make the game exciting.
About-
Nope. Okay, Patrick
I mean-
lives another turn.
So,
But yeah, I mean,
no effect.
I definitely think it was a super heads up play from Pat to go for this alternate game plan after confirming that Matt did not have any decompression tools in his hand.
Right.
But you know,
Cancel.
Weiss is a card game. Sometimes the best laid plans go awry. So
sometimes the opponent just draws the out immediately, and that's how card games go.
so rough, man. I loved how Matt did that turn too. It was the ultimate troll. It was like because we thought he was going for free fresh event,
Yep.
but no. Plays the third green card. It's actually the stock swap. Oh man. It's also very funny how he revealed both events off his mills for the turn, off his brainstorm and his Odyssey. It was like,
Yeah, as soon as Patrick saw this stock swap go into the waiting room off of the, I think it was the Odyssey that I went in, like he had to have felt pure relief. Like no way he drew the other one in the deck. But unfortunately, Matt's just too good at this game. Only Davide has the power to stop him.
dude, mental warfare.
In your waiting room before I decide whether or not to
No,
it says 4 right now. Plus the one.
gotta send a message.
Ryan's toxic.
No, I don't think.
Ian, don't say that. Don't call me toxic. I'm Canadian. I'm nice.
I think Pat
So
has shown
Patrick-
quite a bit of resilience though throughout the entire
Yes.
tournament. So
It's the only one in your hand.
So Patrick did double cancel. So
yeah, that's pretty impressive actually.
That
But,
is quite impressive.
I
but at the
don't
same
know
time,
if I don't know if he can recover. Like, I don't know if he can refresh his deck in time
I'll reverse you.
for the next attack phase, not to
he has to have at least
process the rest of these cards.
On death.
He has to have at least 20 cards in his deck. I think like the out to fixing the deck state is like looping Ruby Azusa's. That's like
but he has one in his
yeah,
clock.
that's such like a low percent play that like we can't really bank on it.
Draw.
Patrick opted to draw the card he scryed.
Tit for tat, I guess. He has to sack his out is a sack play,
Discard.
just like how Matt's out
Reveal.
to Patrick's deck full of cancels was also a sack play.
Yep.
Take the Ruby counter.
Ruby counter.
Going for the Ruby counter.
I think that's a sign that
Pay 2, pay 1.
Patrick doesn't want to
paying
fix the
3
deck state.
climaxes out with
Yeah, I
the
mean-
one card. No, it's just funny. I just wanted to comment. We both knew he had 4 in there, so like
Yep.
not a big surprise, but it's just very funny.
Yeah. So Patrick's opting to just not touch the deck state. I think
Yeah,
I think
he's definitely
his out. His out is sacking another turn, like double canceling, going to like 3/3 or something, and then
Yeah.
doing the sunshine thing and just flipping threes off of EO, hoping it sticks.
Did Matt trigger a bar last turn? He didn't, right?
He did.
He did.
Triggered
Oh.
he triggered a rider bar, but he
Oh.
didn't do any of the effects. But I think Matt was showing 4. He either has 4 or 5 in his bin, if I recall correct. So I don't think Matt has a lot of cancels in his deck. So the Yo play here will be taking advantage of a poor deck state, and will let Patrick push damage and like sort of equalize the game.
Not stable,
quote
yeah.
unquote.
Not stabilized because he's
Not
still,
stabilized. I had to catch myself on that word there. Equalize is a better word.
3.
I agree. Yeah, Matt taking
Yeah,
the
that's all
damage as
sticks.
you
Yeah.
predicted. Good sir.
Yeah. Like unless
With
Matt
one
has
swing,
another-
he goes from 2-3 to 3-0. Or no,
Yeah,
2-3.
3.
yeah, Matt has to have 2 in there,
Wait.
unless he's holding one or
5.
just has another one in his hand.
2-2 to 3-0.
Front.
And he's taking all the damage actually.
3.
He's taking all
Oh
the
my
damage
god,
actually.
he took all of it. Okay, tit for
Oh,
tat.
and then a
Wait,
climax
that was
left in
one
his
card.
deck.
Wait, that was one card.
Oh.
Okay, so
Oh,
he has to
no.
have 2 in his hand and then 1 in his deck.
He is
Oh my-
not free freshing this turn, right?
No, that's one card.
Okay.
There's no
Oh.
way. That's
Monstrous.
So 16
all right. All right, Patrick playing to his out.
That's
How many's
not
your
even waiting,
refreshing?
I'm sorry.
5, I think.
Man,
I heard.
his camera is so.
And there's
No, it's the internet.
Yeah,
It's Australian. It's the connection to Australia, right?
Australia.
Yeah, so he's refreshing 5, so he does have 3 in hand.
Or blind stocked one, right?
Cool.
Maybe.
He didn't blind stock.
He
He
didn't-
didn't do any bar triggers off of the. He didn't resolve doing any of the bar effects when he triggered it last turn.
Did he? Could he have? Okay, yeah.
Just paid
Actually,
up
you're right.
for
He,
Yes,
Okay.
so it has to be 3 in hand.
6.
6.
And
It's,
cut back.
A bit of luck for Patrick after Matt top decks the one stock swap like a true stack god.
18? Did he just say he has 18 left in deck?
18 cards, 2 climaxes. Patrick has to sack out of his mind to live here.
Yeah, I don't know, Yue. Why do people play this game? I mean, you were just playing it like a few hours ago.
Wow, exposed. Dude, this guy was messaging me last night talking about how he was playing Weiss. God, what a phony, faker.
Fake. 2 and 18.
2 and 18. I mean, Patrick's out is
double canceling.
It
Double.
is just stacking cancels. Like I don't think like looking at how big his deck matters. Like we just have to sit here and say he has to stack 2 cancels, and then
Actually,
that is how he wins the game.
If Matt gets 2, I wonder how many heals he has in his hand. Actually, I'm trying to.
It depends on what his hand size is. So we know he has 3 climaxes. I think his hand size last turn was 4, 5 with a bar trigger. So he drew a climax. He's at 6. So half of his hand's climaxes. So at most 3 healers.
Oh, I'm just thinking.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah.
Not looking very good for Matt. I think that is 6 cards. Wait, no, that's 7 cards. 7 cards. So just under half of his hand is climaxes.
I was like, I might be able to.
No
get
waiting room.
2.
You know, Fate's biggest asset as far as utility and hand sculpting, not there for Matt right now. So he has to just play with what he has in his hand. If he happens to have a drop searcher, that would be super clutch. But I don't know if, I don't know if he has it.
Looking at Matt's clock, there's one Sakura 3/2 and an Ilya 3/2 in his clock. So those are 2 important level 3s that are out of his hand. So his hand might just be complete garbage. No, he does have one rider. He sculpted.
Yeah, he sculpted one rider, right? Yeah, I think I remember that.
He sculpted a rider. Yeah, so
he searched.
He has one rider. He searched
for it at level 1.
Yes,
I think.
off of a soccer combo.
Yeah.
I think he still also has the 2-1 free fresh that he grabbed at level 1 with the soccer clock bomb. So I don't think I've seen him ditch it.
High quality card in his hand there.
Yeah, amazing. Hey man, it is a card that can attack and kill Patrick. That's pretty high quality.
He might not have 3 2-soul beaters, which would be a problem, like a huge problem. Oh, we did blind stock a climax.
There was one in there. Did I miss him blind stocking?
Yeah.
I must have missed him blind stocking. Then my bad. So then he doesn't have 3 in hand.
2 in hand.
Should have 2 in hand. Yeah.
Imagine losing your $10.
Yue is still upset that
Yue.
He lost his lunch money to burn 1 at Worlds. Okay, he does have double rider. That's pretty good. Has the stock to resolve both of them, has the hand to resolve both of them.
Oh,
and he has the Sakura support.
Sakura gets the Iskandar. The Iskandar is actually... Does it matter?
It doesn't.
I don't know if it matters that much.
I think he has a rider bar guaranteed because he triggered it last turn, so resolving double rider is probably just better than Iskander.
I think he probably does. I feel like he does field it though.
Maybe as like a third attacker.
As he like so he can attack with
double combo and Iskander? No, right?
No, he can't. He only do 1 combo. But like I don't know. Is it worth? Oh, he's gonna heal 3
he has an Ilya. Okay. Yeah, Ilya's just better for Iskander, so he's just taking Iskander for the next turn potentially.
Or he could end up playing the Ilya then the Iskandar. He has 3 stock, so
okay, so 3 stock, he plays Ilya Iskander, but then he still has to decide between resolving Iskander or resolving combo, and
I don't know
A
that combo's
super
like
combo.
on his
Oh, he's over.
mind right now.
overplaying.
Yeah, I feel like
Oh, he's just trying to go for game then, I guess.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he's probably going to overplay the Shiro for Iskander.
Or he
Ilya.
So he's going for this. Oh.
Okay, wait a minute.
So 5, 6.
What are the damage numbers?
6,
So he's going to slam. He should slam a climax. So he goes 3-1. It puts Patrick to
2, 2, 3 with the clock.
3-5. Oh no, wait. Yeah, 2 soul beaters are perfect lethal if Iskander sticks, because Iskander will put Patrick to 3-4 with the clock kick, and then 2-2. Or sorry, 3-5, not 3-4. 3-5 with clock kick, and then the 2s from Sakura and Shiro are in fact lethal.
Though I think he could have possibly simulated this effect with 2 3-soul beaters. Oh wait, did he have? Yeah, he could have done this with like 3.
He did overplay Ryder and Ilya.
See, he could have like sided the Rico with the 3-soul beater, right? And it's like
no, but the thing is he has to put Iskander in front of the Rico because that's the only way that he can get a reverse.
I know he does. But I mean, like, if he didn't opt for the clock kick this turn. Yeah, this is never a side attack here, so
Matt just has to go for game. I think, and this is his reasoning is probably that this is the best out or like the best line of play for a game, and that is game.
GG's.
Let me mute really quick while I just write something down, so the chat doesn't hear me typing.
4 of them shuffling in on that, and you had to draw one of them, and you drew one of them in 3 cards.
Yeah. It was a bit lucky, but like not terribly low odds.
Like if all 4 of them weren't shuffling in, then I'd 100% take it into play.
I can check the odds quick.
I actually did them already. It's like 35%.
Yeah, it's pretty high. Okay.
To draw either I'm assuming you consider the refresh event and the stock swap out.
Yeah, that's why.
It was like 35 or so %.
Yeah, honestly, like hitting the blue event was almost better because I was really decompressed. But happy with either, obvious.
We should exit the Facebook one, all right?
Yeah. Post game. All right. So, congratulations, Matt. You move on to winners finals. I think it's like mislabeled as semifinals, but it is winners finals against Davida.
It is winners finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Patrick, but we still have a chance for revenge and/or a lower bracket run. So this isn't goodbye. This is just see you next time, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, I think you had some questions.
Yeah.
For both players, I think. Yeah.
Standard post game stuff. I wrote stuff down. Hopefully, I don't grill you guys on your horrible plays, etc., etc.
He's joking. Shodan.
It was a great game. It was a good game. Chat. Big joke. Okay. I guess I'll go in order in the way I wrote them. So I'll start with you, Patrick. Patrick, how you feeling, man? Good? Upset? All right. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Not. Okay. All right. First question for you, Patrick. In game 1, on the turn you got stock swapped. You have 6 cards in stock, 4 cards in deck. I think Tom and I had to read that there was 2 climaxes in deck because you refreshed like 6 and 30 something. Yep. Can't remember the exact number that we counted out. So you refresh 6 in 30x. You double cancel on the swings, but you get hit to 2/6 anyways. So Tom and I, while that was happening, we're talking about like the outs to playing from behind, and usually the outs from playing from behind are like winning board, cheap pluses, pushing extra damage, which is everything the double early play does and more. But then you opted to not clock and then essentially sandbag a turn with like 3 zeros. All right. So what was the reasoning? Or like, what was the logic behind that?
Double early play in my hand.
Wait. The turn before though, when you Chica comboed, your salvage you triggered a door, so you got 3 salvages. The salvages were the 3/2 Chica, the 2/1 Rico, and the Ruby backup. And then the second card, or the second top card in your clock was a Yo. So you had, like, if you clocked and you went to 3-0, you had double, or you at least to us you had double early play.
So in that turn, yeah, because I triggered door on the second attack the turn before, right?
Yes.
It was
Yes.
either the first or the second.
I believe
I think
it was the second.
I think it was the
play,
second. Yeah.
I paid it out using the Yo bomber, right?
Mm,
Yeah, because I played the Yo bomber to front center, then overplayed it with the runner to pay the
Yes.
climax out, right?
I think that was game
turn?
2, wasn't it?
Was that game
to pay out the
2?
Stocksville. I think that was game 2 to pay out the Stocksville. Okay. Well, let me phrase the question differently then, to maybe like make an answer easier and make the logic easier. So in both games, you got pushed to level 2 first, and you were essentially like playing from behind, or like you were in a position where you were playing from behind. Matt had the advantage due to an early damage lead, and in both games, you opted to not clock. Or you opted to not clock, not double early play, and sandbag to like try to or at least like to what looked like to us was like go for a compression kind of game plan and just like try to have a good refresh, try to bank on cancels. Is that like your game plan against Fate, or is that how you think like you out this matchup?
So in that situation, I know at least in the second game, because it was a sort of similar situation, different timing, because the first game I got hit to 2 super fast. I was just trying to swing into their compressed deck. I didn't want to overswing as much. Maybe I tunneled too much on that and should have just double early played as early as I could. I don't know. I don't think I was in a great situation to double early play either game. And as for the first game, the stock swap came. Stock swap came right when I got hit to.
You ended the turn.
Level 1. I skipped level 1.
Yeah. You skipped level 1. You ended your turn at like 2-3 because you clocked. You clocked the Rico. You ended 2-3.
So the reason why I didn't double early play the next turn is because I actually didn't have the 3/2 Yo in waiting room. Because I got stock swapped into the refresh with very little in clock and nothing in waiting room. And I didn't have the Yo in hand.
It's possible we didn't. It's possible that wasn't the Yo in the clock.
Oh, was that not the Yo in the clock?
I don't think it was the Yo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It might have been something else.
Because I checked that.
It might have been something.
else.
It might have been something else. Okay. I guess I had the wrong read because it looked like the Yo, and when you clock bombed the Ruby on top, I didn't see, so I just assumed that was the Yo in there. Okay.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Okay. That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that was the game that I clocked the 2/1 as well at level 2.
Yes, and then it got clock bombed away.
The bombs because I knew I wasn't going to get the double early play off that game. Like I intentionally did that to try and clear his board because he's sitting on 5 hand, and try and push him down on resources if I can. If he whiffs a brainstorm the next turn, so on and so forth.
Okay, makes sense.
So I intentionally I kicked my own early play condition out because I wasn't committing to it.
Okay. Makes enough sense. All right, Matt. I'll hand it off to you next to keep things balanced.
Yeah.
Let's look at game 1 first. You hit level 1 first.
Yep.
Due to aggressive clock encoring. I think it's like a reasonable thing for Fate to do in like any matchup, so you can pre-field the clock bombs. But in game 1, you opted to pre-field clock bombs, slam climax, push damage, and it worked out. But in game 2, you sort of did like the similar plan with 1 less turn, I believe, because you instantly went to level 1, but you opted to not slam the climax and try to get the damage lead off of like the open slots on his board. So what was the difference between the 2 games? Like the first game where you opted to slam the climax and the second game where you opted to not slam the climax?
I had way more resources game 1 because I just did an early brainstorm. Pretty much it.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
We did note that, right? Because I think Matt only had 5 cards in his hand.
He did only have 5
turn.
cards in his hand. Like, so I guess that leads into like another question naturally. What's like the? Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to word this a little like nicer than I was going to. What's the threshold for for hand size in which you as a Fate player you feel comfortable with just like slamming climaxes to try to push damage?
It's a lot more than that. Just that, right? Like, obviously, you can triple clock on core and always gain your hand back, but you need to be playing your cards down to maintain a very good deck state. So you can't always like abuse that clock and core. So that was the problem I'm having there. Like, sure, I can. Like, I only had 1 clock bomb on field, and the other 2 cards were an Akatsuki and a stock bomb. So like, if I go down resources, I play my level 1 combo bar, and like, if he does cancel, and then the game will extend for longer, and I'm really low on resources that I can't probably come back. So it's just not worth committing the -1 for potential 3 more damage. Plus, it's not just a -1 because then I also lose a -1 or 2 the following turn for not resolving the. So I just can't afford to commit my only bar in hand there.
Oh wait, did you have the Sakura bar in your hand on that turn as well? Because
sorry,
like, did you have a Sakura bar?
Bars.
Yeah, because I made the note that you ditched the rider bar.
I discarded the level 3 rider bar because like I just don't want to commit that bar either. Like, sorry, then it is just a -1, but then I don't get the hand fixed either, and I did go get red there because there was no red cards in my deck, I believe, or there was 1. Yeah, it's just a lot more than basic resources, and also if I'm using the clock on core to gain my resources back. Like, my opponent took more damage, but then I'm going to take more damage anyway, and you're not really gaining anything. And he had 0 in waiting rooms, so going for bigger swings also does increase the chance of him canceling. I think the expected damage is a bit higher, but it's not that much higher that it's playing the.
Oh.
Because I do have crits in deck,
okay.
I just didn't hit any.
Sorry, Matt, you actually cut out at the very end there, around like expected damage. Do you want to just repeat?
Oh, right. Yeah, so like playing the bar, it does increase the expected damage, but not by the whole 3, obviously. Because my opponent's quite compressed. I see 0 in waiting room, 0 triggered. It's not worth taking the gamble considering all the things I stated previously.
Yeah, makes enough sense. I like that answer. Tom, do you agree as a Fate player?
Yeah, nothing really I can poke holes at or anything. I think I agree. I think it was a sound play. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to Patrick
in game
now.
1. I believe he was out like 2 or 3 when I played the bar. So it was expected for him to take more damage.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Game 1, he was showing 2 in waiting room, 1 in his clock, but the 1 in his clock was a stock soul, so the assumption is that he has another stock soul in hand, so he's showing 4 out.
Expected damage is so high there playing a bar.
Yeah. We did take note of that in game 1. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know I also... end of game 1 I made a play you're probably getting to next.
Oh, the final turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We will. That is. We did reason it out on stream and talk it out, but we will get to that. That is like the next thing on my list for you. Don't worry. All right. Let's bring it back to Patrick so that we keep things fresh. Patrick, let's go back to game 1 for a second because I didn't really get a whole lot of notes for game 2 from your end. I didn't see anything too like egregious or like outspoken about that game that I wanted to talk about besides the no clock play, but we went over that already. So at the end of or during your final turn of game 1, you're at 3-3. Sorry, 9 cards in deck. 9 cards in deck. You opt to use the Rico. Rico flips the stock soul in your deck. Tom and I were under the assumption that you were going to opt to grab a drop searcher, and I think you put the drop searcher on the top of your bin. Right? Because I think that was like the first thing you were trying to think about. But then you ended up going for Kanan instead to spread the climax to the bottom. Instead of going for like a drop searcher, search out a non-burn trigger and try to shuffle the climax to potentially a position where you can actually get a cancel out of it. So do you want to just go over the logic behind Kanan over drop searcher there, and then why you did the overplay turn? Yeah, or why you did the overplay play?
Yeah, so at that point, I believe there were 3 to 4 climaxes in my deck. and I essentially need to cancel in order to come back. So that late into the game for my state, because my game state got accelerated, I need to cancel as many times as I can. I know usually I wouldn't even go for the drop search play personally. I'd honestly go for a level 0 that I can use, probably a Kanon throw it in the back row if I had the hand. I know I was very short on hand because I stopped clocking early on to try and minimize damage to myself. So I didn't really have. I believe I only had 2 cards in hand before I salvaged there, and the 2 cards in my hand were the Ruby backup and the 3/2 Yoshiko.
Hey Tom, we were on point.
Hey, UA, what's up, man? Predictions in the house.
I can really get rid of until Fate hits level 3.
Yeah.
So the drop search doesn't really make much sense of a play because I need a response to either him compressing his deck or to the Riders if I get another turn, if I survive the next turn. So I need to bottom deck that climax in order to try and survive. Because if I can survive the next turn, then I could... There's a whole bunch of different routes that I could take. And honestly, if I survive enough to be able to clock draw and possibly draw that climax, then that's an extra global soul that I can use the following turn. So it's either double cancel, survive, triple cancel, survive, or survive enough to be able to draw the climax and be able to swing back the next turn while utilizing the other 2 cards that are in my hand because they're too important for the matchup.
Yeah, makes sense. Does make sense.
Something?
Yeah, what's up, Matt?
Sure, Matt.
Yeah, so at that point in the game, he had the information that I had the refresh in hand. So I don't know if that changes anything. Like he had
the 2-1 refresh or the event refresh?
The blue event to refresh.
Does that change anything for you, Patrick, in terms of like logic wise?
No.
No,
because by keeping that to the bottom of my deck, if he refreshes me, it just means it goes back in. It's not like I trigger it. It's just keeping as many climaxes in my deck to be able to survive the next turn as possible.
Right. I think we did make a note of that as well, actually, when Matt did play. Because I think you did play the refresh event, right, Matt? On that next turn. And then decompress him. We did make the note of that like the Kanon play did get it to shuffle back. Makes enough sense. Okay, that was pretty good. All right, Matt. Next question. You know what's coming. Final turn, game 2.
Oh, game 2.
Oh wait, you want to talk about game 1?
Yeah. Game 1, I missed a good play. So I swung for 2-on-1 when he was on 3-5. I thought I had the second Sakura back row in hand, but it was the Ilya healer. Because I was gonna heal off the Iskander, salvage it with the back row, and then play it, swing for 2/2/2, and then pay 2 memory. That was like the very, very good play there, but missed it because I got the cards mixed up. They have the same board.
I didn't even catch. I don't play Fate. I didn't catch that. So I'm sorry about that.
I'm expecting end of game 2. I just should have swung for 3/3/2.
So we were actually talking about that, and we were like trying to reason it out because as soon as you did the first overplay, I think chat started to like spam question marks and like get confused because it seemed like a little odd. Or it seemed like an odd thing to do. But as soon as you salvaged the Iskander off of the Sakura, things started to make sense. Patrick's at 3-1. Yeah, so Iskander swings for 3, puts him to 3-4. You do the clock kick, puts him to 3-5. So if the Iskander swings 6, you would want 2 souls instead of 3 souls because it's better, or it's more expected. It's more expected for lethal. That was worded horribly. Sorry. It was. Oh my fuck.
You're swinging for
sorry.
So if 2 attacks have to go in, you prefer them to be a 2 soul and a 3 soul rather than 2 3 souls, or some other.
I want to maximize my odds. He had like 2 and 13 or something.
Yeah.
It was like 2 and. Yeah, it was something like actually.
Wait, wasn't it 2 and 18? I thought it was 2 and 18. I think Chad was playing. Yeah, it was 2 and 18.
Yeah, so it was also the idea that swinging for better numbers at that point, and he knows I have the response to the Riders in hand. for the turn
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Like, I can do double rider, but one just gets bounced.
And it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't do much.
Yeah, I think we were talking that like the play was gonna be double rider, and then as soon as you overplayed one, then we started to switch into like East Condor push for lethal. No, that play made sense. That play did make sense. Like, do you think potentially on that final turn it should have been 3 soul beaters instead in case East Condor didn't stick?
I just think it potentially could have been 3-3-2, but I was weighing how many crits I had in my deck as well, with like decent odds to hit 1 across 3 attacks.
I don't know if there's too much of a difference though between
No
2-2-3 and 3-3-2. So I think
It's
worrying
also,
about the
it's also
triggers.
the idea that if I only have 2 climaxes in my deck, if I cancel 2 of those attacks, I was going to cancel 2 of those attacks no matter what. Anyway.
Yeah.
So just swinging for better numbers for a more accurate lethal through that compression. Well,
right. But like the discounting triggers, like the board configuration that Matt went with, if East Condor didn't stick, it wasn't lethal. But I guess if like you were expecting a soul trigger, then like it makes perfect sense.
It probably should have been 3-3-2 though. I agree.
Okay, makes enough sense. Do you have any questions about the games, Tom?
No, we covered quite a bit of ground. I think I only have I think tournament related questions now. Let me take a quick look. Okay, well, I can ask while I'm looking at Pat's next matchup or next potential matchup. So, Matt, you are playing against Davide, the Italian sensation, playing Card Captor Sakura. I don't know that you've ever had to prepare for this matchup, so I'm wondering what your thoughts are on playing this mix of Card Captor Sakura cards. If you had
to prep the matchup as Fate, so let me just like look at the list again quick.
Oh my god!
Good luck against the 1-1.
I have it open. Like
okay. Did
you
watch the game against me yesterday, right?
No, I wasn't able to. I'll probably watch the VOD now for sure though.
Okay.
The main thing, I'm not worried about the 1-1s. I'm more worried about the level 0 clock. Those are just annoying against Fate.
Oh, right, because it harder moves. Harder moves the zeros.
Power,
it denies clock
encore. I can't even get my encore on another Avenger. So like, no matter what I play, it gets clock bombed, and I can't clock encore.
It's like the what is it? The reverse of what you've done to these Konosuba players.
Yeah,
in this tournament. All right, I guess you got some homework to do though, for sure.
I guess like the other big point about another big point about the Davide's specific CCS list is in fact like the 1-1s can't be reversed by cost zeros. Like the way that Davide attacked the Konosuba matchup when we played and when he played Kun was he prioritized the 1-1s more so than the combo itself to deny resources, because usually CCS can play on low resources better than other decks can. So like what are your thoughts about the 1-1? How are you going to attack that?
I'll obviously practice the matchup. I have a friend who actually plays CCS quite a bit.
Ooh.
Shout out to Vince.
The legendary Vince.
The Australian preparation.
So yeah, I need to play the matchup before I can make a statement. Like, it looks a bit hard to... Maybe I can just try to hit 1 first, but he does have runners, so then it's not like I'm getting combo off that much. So I'd probably attack the matchup like pretty similar to Bang Dream, to just the first round matchup is also playing 1-1s. I'm probably just going to try play aggressively. Hope he can't get the clock bombs off. Because I don't see myself winning a long game if he gets 1-1s to stick. Unless I somehow stabilize at 2 and get to remove them with the refresher. But then he also does get to do the change at level.
Yeah, a possible big problem card. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't play any anti-change bombs. It's like pretty hard to remove. And I think it's too big for the 2-1 beat.
The reflective combos is 12k by itself.
Yeah,
it is
a little
quite
too big.
large.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good answer. Gotta actually test the matchup out. Makes sense. Patrick, your potential matchup is the winner between Hatsu on Bang Dream and Riaz on Alicization. So I guess first question, who would you prefer?
I've never played either of them, so I don't think I'd necessarily prefer either of them. I'm fairly confident going into either matchup. I've played against Bang Dream too many times. Alicization, I'm not as worried about, except the top end. I've never played against that top end before, specifically with Swordgram. So I have to. I have to put. I would assume I would have to push a little more aggressively before he gets his top end. Just push aggressively before he gets his top end off. So I guess for comfort, if we're talking about matchup wise, I guess I would rather have Bang Dream. Hatsu's list is
It's Fever Mocha.
Oh, yes. It's Fever Mocha?
Yeah, it's Fever Mocha.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. I know the list for that then. I'm comfortable playing into that. So, but honestly, I'd rather play Riaz because I've never actually played him in a tournament. I played against his team, but didn't match up player last spring. So,
I guess I want to ask you one more question about the Alicization matchup, since this affected me personally. How do you think Sunshine deals with Riaz's Alicization's list aggressive level 0 game? Is it a problem for you? Like it's a problem for Konosuba, or do you not care?
I don't think it's as much of a problem because he doesn't have hard removal at 0. So things like my Dia level 0 or my Yo Bomb level 0 actually have more utility in that matchup because they can actually go off. Whereas in a matchup like Fate, those cards are actually too large for the stock bomber. So if I can get 1 or 2 of those cards out at 0, utilize them, generate resources for when he does hit me to 1, and just come back with a strong enough turn, then I might be able to keep up with damage and momentum of the game. So,
yeah. Good answer. I like that. Confidence is always good.
Also, fielding Kanon is good as well because it sets up a draw, and if I can crash it in on my turn, it can set up a cancel to help deteriorate or deter the aggressive push.
Okay. That's a good answer. I like it. All right. I think that's about it from us, right, Tom?
Yeah, and I guess like to extend a final extension of the floor to you guys, the players. If you have anything you want to shout out, anybody you want to shout out, this is your time. So I guess we'll go with Patrick first and then Matt. So Patrick, you got any shout outs you want to make?
I'll shout out to Strictly Broken TCG. Great team. Great manager, owner. I'm not too sure what to classify that as. For UA, he's a good guy. And I've done all of my other shout outs other than, shout out to my friend Dan for the Data Live playset this weekend.
Matt, shout outs.
First, thanks to Darcy and Ken for testing the Sunshine match against me. I was pretty confident after testing going into it them. And just shout out to my friends for various playtesting and stuff. It's helped a lot this tournament, as I only picked up Fate right before so I feel way more comfortable with the deck.
All right. The power of friendship and Australian testing. All right. So before we close things out, I'd like to extend a big shout out to NovaTCG. They have kindly sponsored this event, and they're a great source for Japanese White Shore singles, including ones that might not be listed on the site. He has a ton of old stock, so feel free to message him and ask the store about any cards you're interested in. He'll try to accommodate you. Shout out to Strictly Boken again, letting us stream on this platform. Thank you, Yue. And I'd like to thank both of you guys for playing and participating, and the rest of the players for participating in the event. We all love you guys, no matter how well you guys do. But because it's a players thing, it's a players event. So I think with that, I'd like to just extend a prompt good night to everybody out there watching, still with us, 32 viewers strong. We have more action. The tournament's closing out, but the games are only going to get better. So catch you guys on the next stream.